Hi, I'm Ben, and this is my spoiler review of The Incredibles 2. And like I said before, I really liked it. 14 years and we got it. We got Incredibles 2! Oh, so what are the spoilers? Yeah, because usually all my reviews are spoilers, but I decided to cut them into parts. I decided to try it out. Incredibles 2 movie. Um, oh yes. Super Slaver or Screen Slaver, the villain. What's he like? Well, if you saw that TV screen, that's in one, that's the only scene, and it's revealed that it was a pizza guy that the main villain hired. But really, it was a character that the main villain hired. And who's the main villain? Bum bum bum! The business guy who wants to legalize superheroes' sister. Yeah, his sister. She was the one who built all the tech, and apparently they have a good backstory, because apparently he was all like, my dad was trying to call superheroes, but they were illegal. I want to avenge my father's death. But but her sister was like, they could have just easily taken in the safe shelter, but yeah, sorry, I forgot to explain better. Burglars broke in. Yeah, burglars broke in his father, because his father was like I want to leave, was supporting superheroes and even building their phones. But then when superheroes were illegal, the guy burglars break in and he tried to call them, but there was no answer because superheroes were illegal. So he got shot and died, the dad. But then but then his son, the business guy, he's like, I want to make things right again and legalize superheroes. The costumes, I love superheroes. And I was so glad at the end he wasn't the villain. I, because I seen characters like that and they end up as the villain. Heck, even that movie Coco did it. And heck, Zootopia did it. Like they bring us good people and boom, the villain. And I'm like, why is there the villain? Because I really like the character. I thought he was gonna be the villain, but when he wasn't, I started to really like the character. That's the kind of business guy I would like to be. And it's like, oh, he's not the villain anymore. Yay! But yeah, his sister is. Apparently, he didn't. Her dad was like, they could just easily took them in the shelter, and she had a weird way of believing in something. So she uses mind control. Well, and she framed the pizza man. But yeah, there's other things like Tony Rylander. You know, in the first movie where Tony Rylander want to go to a movie Friday, and they're like, yay! Well, 14 years later, his memory gets wiped. Yeah, apparently when The Underminer came out, Violet got frustrated and took off her mask and threw it on the ground, and then Violet saw her. It's like, ah, Tony, hey, hey. But then she told her dad, and his dad told the guy, because if you remember in Jet Jack Attacks, like, he wipes memory, so he wiped memory, and she was really mad about that, so they had to restart it again. It's like, do you want to go to movie Friday night? And she's like, I'm sorry, and and tries to be nice and was very upset. But yeah, I like Violet. I feel bad, but I didn't like the cliche stereotypes and teenage shows where, oh, I can't get a date for the dance. Oh, nah, 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 I'm on my cell phone. I'm so good, popular and cool. I was like, shut up. Like, yeah, they did another stereotypical cliche line about boy trouble and not talking to her father. It's like, I'm crying, my boy dumped me. Eh, heh, heh, heh. Like, yeah, that's a cliche, but to be honest, it's actually a state in being humans. Like, as a cliche, it's something that goes around and comes around in every teenage girl's life. Like, that's actually a normal thing to happen to a teenage girl. And there's a lot more, but that's not here. Yeah, and I laugh when Jack Jack says, she having adolescence? Well, I didn't laugh hard, but yeah, I'm innuendos. But um, anyways, I really like at the end where she helps the superheroes try to save the day, at the end, and they were like, "Let's save the day, boop boop boop, let's save the day and stop the hero and stop the heroes being mind controlled." Yeah, because that's Screenslayer plan. Like she mind controls the superheroes and with the goggles, and she mind controlled the other superheroes. And I'm glad they didn't decide we're evil now, because I'm like, oh, I see the trailer. They're gonna be evil, but no, they weren't. I like that they were just mind controlled and they were still superheroes. I like that. I like that, and I thought there was going to be a misunderstanding at the end with the boat because they were going to stop the Screenslaver villain with the boat, and sorry, they were going to stop the evil woman's villainy plan with the because they're on this yacht that swims underground, and they were going to stop the villain from crashing into the city because they were mind controlling the supers, and I thought because she was trying to frame the supers from being evil, but turns out it was just a misunderstanding and everything was all right. I like that. That I like that because then that won't happen to open part two, and I like that they were just everything was all right and it's all clean cut, a reasonable explanation. But yeah, and Tony Rylander, they went to the movies, and yeah, and yeah, Elastigirl, like she was trying to explain, she wanted to take the job, and she's like, I don't know, and they were like you need to support, we need to do this. You don't, you said you were like it's a fantasy and you want to do it, but now you got an opportunity, and you're like you don't know, but yeah, I like this part where they were having dinner and then they were like talking, but then I like this part where the mom was like superheroes are illegal and we always has to obey the law, and they were like even and the dad was arguing like sometimes the law isn't right and we need to do something about that, and they were arguing about that. I actually really like that because oh, I'm getting a cramp. Uh, just ignore me. I like that because in some arguments there were like because if you look at the news, some people protest and try to stand up and be like, no, we need to do this, we need to do it right. Sorry, cramp. Because there's some protesters who believe that they need to make this legal, and they're like because sometimes the law isn't always right, and there's people who in cartoon TV shows they're like, we need to obey the law, we always need to respect the law, but sometimes the law isn't always right. Right, so sometimes we need to say no, this isn't right, even if it is the law. Just because it's the law doesn't mean it's always right. Whew. But yeah, I like that, and I like that, and her outfit was pretty cool, and I like that Edna Moon was really upset, like it was designed by this, and she was babysitting baby Jack Jack, and I like that. Baby Jack Jack was at like her in a bed, like she was sucking on the thingamabob, the lollipop, and she was talking and like, oh darling, and in baby voices, and I like that. But anyway, but then later, sorry if I say but anyways later, but anyways, nice, like it's nice that she tries to be she tries to take care of the family and by doing the law and by trying to be a superhero and they save the day and she was doing a good job. I was worried she might screw up, but she was doing a fantastic job. But yeah, it was awesome. But but later, but later she was like, the pizza man wasn't the villain. But then it's revealed to be her. And yeah, I like that she was the villain because it kind of makes sense. Like I had a feeling she was gonna be the villain, but I still had a feeling the rich dude was gonna be the villain, but he was not the villain, and I really like that. I like that. And at the end, everything was all right. And then the family teamed up, and I like that the kids saved the day at the end. Like the parents were both mind controlled, but then the kids saved the day, and they were like, take out the and 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 even Frozone. So it was up to the baby and Jack Jack. And that's what I was gonna say. How can they not know that Jack Jack didn't have powers? Because if you saw the first one, didn't he saw a syndrome and didn't he listen to the babysitter? Jack Jack is fine, but weird things are happening. And I'm like, how do you not know Jack Jack has powers? You even gave him his little suit. Didn't you know he had powers? How do you not know he has powers? That doesn't make a lick of sense. Well, that's my review for Incredibles 2, and that's my spoiler review, and I hope you enjoyed it, and as much as I enjoyed the movie, and I hope you enjoy the movie, and you'll see some new videos someday, like maybe Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom.